Coming up on BeefBoys.
Gangnam Style?
But now it's probably like nostalgic. But it's just some like literal weeb. Like just some girl who's like, a day in the life of me or whatever. And it's just her like fucking squeeing over anime and all this shit.
Someone just got... I don't know where that thought was going. It completely left me. I got Gangnam Style. The Gangnam Style completely wiped my brain.
Sexy lady.
But if you would turn around, feel my heart beating fast enough. When tomorrow comes, you'll be the sun. I was speeding off until we're one again.
Konnichiwa, bitch. Apparently Chris is really solid. Stop flaming, okay? You know, I'm gonna tell you.
The Jew Pope died today.
No.
The joke.
There's just some guy in our Discord that lives in Israel or some shit, and someone was like, what happened? And they're like, the equivalent of the Jewish Pope died today.
Yo, ripped a joke.
Yeah,
Yo,
we
shout out
ripped to the Jope.
Oh, I guess how about the joke? I read that message earlier. It shut me pissing.
This morning I woke up. I've been playing 2K. Like my friends that I play 2K with, they don't get off until like midnight every night, so we play 2K until like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I've been like scuffed for the past fucking month of my life.
Been up late.
Yeah, but last night I fell asleep early, like before they even got home, so I just conked out and I slept for like 11 hours, and I woke up at like 8 o'clock this morning or like 8:30, and I was so excited for my dinner because I made my dinner last night. But then there was some left and it was really good, so I was going to have it again today. And I was like so excited for it. And I've been waking up at like 2 in the afternoon recently. It was just like a really good chicken I made with like baked potatoes and asparagus. But so I've been waking up at like 2 recently, so it's like, oh, I'll just wait like 3 or 4 hours and then eat dinner. But then I woke up at 8 in the morning this morning, so I just made fucking baked potatoes at like 9 o'clock in the morning and like
Traditional
did my
American
chicken
breakfast.
in the pan and with like I ate like a full fucking gigantic dinner at like 8 in the morning, and it felt very fucking strange, but it was so good.
You ever had breakfast for dinner? It's like the opposite.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. I do that all the time. That's the best. But I don't think I've ever had dinner for breakfast. And while it was like disconcerting, but it was so satisfying and wonderful.
I feel like it would give you like a stomach ache for the rest of the day. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would
I felt full and satisfied.
Yeah.
My man's sated. I'd like to point out that a month ago or 2 ago on the podcast, you said how, you know, your body's been fucking shutting down and shit. You had your incident with the ambulance and
that was 3 months ago.
Other various goofy occurrences, and you were like, okay, I need to quit. I need to get healthy. I need to stop taking the fucking Delta 69s and everything. And then you're like, also I'm sleeping 2 hours a night.
No, I still sleep a normal amount. It's just I sleep while the sun is out.
While the sun is up and shining.
But hey, you don't get I haven't got to game with these boys since like last year, so I need to game with somebody.
That is true.
Well,
if my other boys can only game all night, then I'm gaming all night.
I mean,
This Friday.
Friday,
do be coming
only in the
out.
BeefBoys disc. Oh shit, we were going to announce that. Oh no, we can announce that. Hey, we're making a Diablo 4 clan. Join our Diablo 4 clan, or you're.
Wait, we're making a Diablo 4
Figure out how to
there,
give
you
us
choose.
money and make our characters good or something.
Wait, what is a what is
really.
it? What's a Diablo 4 clan?
Doplex, let me tell you all
It's
about
like Clash
the
of
Diablo 4
Clans.
clan. It's just your guild. I don't fucking know what it does. But we can make a clan.
guild.
It's kind of like
So we
Candy Crush.
we
but
made a
with
BeefBoys
really
clan
cool
and-
swords.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that BeefBoys clan in Clash of Clans, and then like one day we logged on, it was full.
Hell yeah, it was.
It went from like 0 people because I guess it hit the Clash of Clans algorithm.
And we were good
And
leaders for like 2 weeks, and then we didn't do anything, and people were like spamming the chat like, what is going on? We have to raid these. we got a raid to do.
The troops are in disarray.
And then I would just log on and ignore it and click all the buttons to get all my loot and then leave for 5 days.
You just hop on and ban everyone who tries to
Who dares challenge us.
with the BeefBoys clan. That's something I'd like to talk about. Mobile games for the 50th fucking time, because I've been on a hunt, boys. I've been on the prowl I've been on my own personal love quest.
You're
for a
going to
new mobile
China?
game.
This is your 2K. I just want you to know that. Everyone said that they don't have what I have with 2K. Kudos' relationship with mobile games is his 2K. It's not
That
as
is
bad for him.
I've yet to snap my phone over it.
Yeah.
but-
I was gonna
it's
say,
not as
yeah.
bad for you, but it isn't a loving relationship.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
losing
more-
a raid
yeah.
in Clash of Clans and launching your phone.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. Okay,
Prongle.
There's a specific type of mobile game I
My
like,
favorite chip.
and no company does it good.
What is it?
and I really like hero
Tank.
RPG kind of
Hentai
games.
gotcha game.
I really like hentai gacha games. No, like I don't mind a gacha. And it's fun like collecting heroes and like leveling them up and doing all that shit. Good time. I played Cookie Run for like a year and a bit. I kind of fell off that because
Does gotcha mean
that-
like gotcha, or does it stand
yeah,
for
it's where
something?
you like it's like where you chase after children. No, it's I think it's like a
Yeah,
Japanese term.
I don't know what it is.
It's like a fucking slot machine. It's like where you get your
Oh
heroes
my god,
from like
my
a lucky
grandma
dip.
fucking.
It's like a fucking Counter-Strike loot boxes or whatever that shit was
Yeah,
called.
it's like
Dude,
that
my
sort of shit.
grandma
It's like
plays
you-
every slot machine known to man. It's not like but it's not like a Cookie Run one. It's like the game. It's like you
It's
see
like
ads for
actual
like
gambling
Game of
slots.
Thrones. But it's
Yeah.
not real money. But it's like you see ads for like
Yeah.
a Game of Thrones mobile game, and it's like this whole built-out thing. It looks like it's a fucking action RPG on your phone,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's just the slot machine game where you like unlock
Yeah.
dragon
It's
eggs,
like
and then they
fucking
get little
pachinko.
videos or something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's literally. And my grandma plays it every day to get her daily quests and hatch her eggs.
That's insane.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
this is
No,
just a slot machine, Grandma.
Yeah.
Go to the fucking casino.
So this is not that, but kind of that. But it's like you get like you pull heroes from the thing, and there's like obviously that's preying on fucking people with gambling addictions and shit, which thankfully I do not have. I can enjoy it for just like, oh, that's cool. I got a legendary hero. That's fun. But I'm not the kind of guy who's dropping like thousands of dollars on the game, or even like hundreds.
Kudos.
spend, like,
Can I interject really quick?
$20-$30.
Can I
No.
interject really quick?
Sorry.
I just want to know.
Kudos
I
is
want to know
Bookie's
what
about
can't
to
be
call.
fallen. I just want to know what can't be fallen. I've always seen these games as you're either, you're not very smart and you like big shiny bright colors. And, your brain kind of smooth, or you actually enjoy the fucking what do you call it? Like the thrill of the gamble. What can't be
Well,
fallen?
no, here's the thing. I don't give a shit about
why would he self-report himself as the
Yeah, that's
fucking like shiny colors and sounds?
I mean, that, like, obviously that's part of it because
Sure.
these companies they really rely on the fucking gambling pokey machine
Yeah.
oh look at you blah, 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 look how great you're doing constant praise and shit.
Yeah.
No, what I like is I like the strategy. I like the actual gameplay, and what pisses me off is a lot of these games actually have really fun gameplay, like the actual.
Oh, okay.
I've fallen down this hole lately of like puzzle RPGs where it's not just like Raid Shadow Legends.
Zelda.
Like, you've got different things. Like there's one I've been playing lately where you've got it's like a match 3, but when you match 3,
Is it
it like
empires
sends
and
an
puzzles?
attack up, and then the different colors you match like power up
Like
your heroes.
Cookie Crush
Yeah.
or Candy Crush?
Yeah, kind of like Candy Crush, but like say it'll have like if you match 3, it'll then send an attack up like vertically from where
Yeah.
you match them, and then so you're trying to hit the enemies above you, and they've all got weaknesses, and then like your heroes will do special moves based on like what things. Then when you pull new heroes, they've got new powers. It's a fun concept.
Is it empires and puzzles?
Nah, there's here's the thing. There's like the mobile.
Is
this
it
was getting
Puzzles
into
and
the-
Empires?
Honestly,
there's
there's like
probably
50
that one too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Every mobile game is just ripping off a different
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And they all have the most dog shit names you've ever heard of.
They do.
Yeah.
Even games with good, like that are really good, that
Yeah.
have like really polished graphics and really like it's really well made. They'll still
Yeah.
just call it the dumbest shit.
Yeah,
ever
they'll
with a
call it like
random
fucking
colon.
dog shit.
It'd be like
Hunter
Empires
or
and
something.
Puzzles, Fire War. It's like, what is nothing.
Well, that's the
that
thing. When you
decide?
said you were playing Cookie Run, like I legitimately imagined like some like fucking leapfrog ass like.
It's
you
like
know,
Temple
like-
Run, but
Count
you're just a
Count
big
with
cookie.
me.
I
We
will-
gotta
I
catch
will-
the cookies.
Is
I
Cookie
will-
Run anything like Temple Run?
So
Yeah,
there's
the extra
two.
run.
The first Cookie Run was like a side scroller, like you tap to jump. It's like kind of like that Mario mobile game.
Oh
the, like,
yeah.
runner
Is-
one. It was
yeah,
kind
Is
of
that like Temple Run? Do you know Temple
Kinda
Run?
like a
I mean,
two-
kinda.
Yeah, it's
Just
like I guess like a
sideways,
2D
yeah.
Temple Run.
Temple
Not
Run was
really.
like
It's more
the rage in middle school.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love
That
that.
was
Everyone
the
played
shit.
that on the bus.
Yeah.
That and
But-
Pocket God.
Oh yeah.
and Doodle Jump.
And
Yeah,
fucking,
Doodle Jump, dude.
and cut
or
the
whatever.
rope.
Jetpack
Flappy
Joyride.
Bird.
Flappy Bird, not Bird
Oh
douche.
yeah.
Bird.
Bird.
Bird homosexual.
Wait, I thought you
But-
said bird
Are you saying-
Jews.
But there's so anyway, Cookie Run
joke.
made a second game called Cookie Run Kingdom. That's what I got into, and that was like
Yeah.
a hero collector one. And I really liked that. And what I liked about it is it was really feasible to like get all the cookies if you like played, consistently.
Right.
And B, it was really easy, not easy, but it was like plausible to level them up to max level and get them like kitted out, and then you're just good. Like you've essentially got like you can theoretically max out your guys.
Yeah.
And
They should
then-
make a
which is cool.
brick and mortar store where they sell the cookies.
Brick and Morty.
They actually have.
Wait, really?
Really?
It's
Can
like
you use
the
like your
game is
in-game?
it's from Korea and is massive over there, and they like actually sell.
Do they give like
you can
QR
buy-
codes for
maybe
for
yeah.
epic like
That'd be-
Doritos loot, but
Yeah,
cookies?
that'd be cool.
in
Oh,
Cookie
speaking
Run?
of Diablo 4,
got
Diablo
the
4
cool
has a tie
ranch
with
drop.
KFC. So if you, guys want if you want to get some exclusive in-game merch, you have to buy KFC. I'm not joking.
I wonder if that's
Anyway.
a South Park reference. Because in that
I
in the
hope
WoW
so.
episode, they be fucking slurping down KFC and shit.
Oh
in
yeah,
their
that's
pants.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd be eating the
Oh.
skin.
That's gonna be us
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Fuck
Um,
yeah.
But I was playing this puzzle game and it's really fun. But what fucking pisses me off is, these companies they're obviously not making a game for you to enjoy. They are to a point, and then it's like, okay, cough up, idiot. And obviously that's fine. Like, you can't just make something for free out of the kindness of your heart and pay
Yeah.
employees a salary with good wishes. Like, money has to come into it at some point. But it is always sad to see just how egregious it is. Like Cookie Run, and what, like I said, you could totally max out your guys. You would be good as gold. And then they were like, oh shit, we've made it too good. We're too generous. We need to so what they did is they then raised the level. So like twice. So now you have to like level your guys up again. And then they
Yeah.
made it so like, oh, you have to like ascend them and like all this other dumb bullshit. It's just like, it has all these new currencies you have to buy and all this. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, you had a good thing going and then you cooked it because
You cookied
these
it.
these hero games, the whole thing is like putting together a cool squad and then fighting enemies, and you're kind of expected to build like a whole bunch of different heroes up for different things. So this is probably really fucking boring, but it gets me heated. It gets me heated and fucking
I'm
furious.
listening.
Spit your truth, brother.
It-
My
it's
ears
like
are perked up.
all
I'm
of these,
fucking-
you have
I'm
to like
so
level up
hard
each
right now.
hero individually with these talents that do really boring shit like plus 0.5% attack power or whatever, which is so boring. But obviously you have to do it if you want your guy to be like competitive or decent.
Mhm.
But then it's these games where you're expected to level up like 50 heroes for all different activities. So you
Yeah.
have to do this shit for every single one of them. And so you have to get these special currencies to level up their talents for fucking it pisses me off
So-
to no end.
So you're telling me a cookie ran this kingdom?
No. Yes, actually, and I was the cookie for like a year and a half.
Wait,
I was King Cookie.
I played 2K because I like basketball, and I used to
Yes.
like the 2K games, and I'm chasing that high of wanting to like a sports game again. What is
Yes.
your mobile game infatuation that you, for some reason, can't escape them?
Yeah, like because the
I
way
think-
you're describing it, right? Like I'm hearing it and I'm like, I never want to touch this shit. Like the amount of skill
no,
trees
that's
and levels, like that shit gives me it turns my brain into
What I'm
putty.
trying to say is
Yeah.
a lot of these games have really fun core gameplay.
Sure.
Where it's like I really like the collecting heroes, finding out their powers, like putting together a team, and then the actual gameplay of like say either the matching or the puzzle or whatever like mechanic, and then fighting monsters and shit is just like inherently fun.
Yeah, I like the 2K gameplay to an extent when I'm playing like against the bots.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Yeah.
like Clash of Clans, like that's really fun. Just like raiding guys is like just the act of raiding dudes. Is
I
really
hate
fun.
that because I can't fucking beat anybody.
But when you hit that wall where it's like, oh, now everyone's fucking cooked. But when you
That's
were winning,
my issue.
really fun.
Yeah, but that's my issue with I played this one game that I can never remember the name of, but I played it for like probably like half a year, a mobile game, and it was like you collect all these different let's just say heroes and you level them up and all this bullshit, and then like it's this whole offline story, but then you can eventually start raiding people and or just like
yeah.
kind of like turn-based strategy, just dueling, like you pick 3 of your heroes and they pick 3 of theirs.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And like it took me months to build up to the point where it took me like weeks to get to the point where you can even do that, and then months to where it's like you're probably feasible. And then
yeah, sure.
you just I literally could not win like even like an encounter, let alone like a match.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then I was just like, well, what is the point of this game then?
Yeah, and that shit turns me off to a lot of games, and I think it's really just the psychological thing of having the equivalent of like a KD ratio. Like a lot of games that you play online, you know, like if you think you're good enough, you go online. Like even with some mobile games, like obviously it's used for matchmaking, but you don't want to see your number go down, so then you won't even fucking bother with like online.
Yeah, I don't even want to play it.
Yeah, because everybody else is so good, and like that shit will turn me off to a game like immediately if I don't feel like I'm doing well enough. You know, even if I do enjoy the gameplay, I'm just like, I don't want to lose anymore. They're calling me gay.
Yeah. It's weird because like this one I was
They're
playing,
emoting on me with the specified 4 emotes they're only allowed to use, but somehow the community has decided that this one emote is the mean one, and now they're spamming it at me, and it's making me feel bad.
That's why I usually play games that have like offline PvP where it's like you set up your like defense team and then a computer runs it for them. But like I had a really fun experience with this one recently where I was getting my ass handed to me. I was doing really good in the PvP, but then I like did so good at like, it was like, oh, this guy's fucking killer. Put him in the top bracket, or not the top bracket, but like at a higher one. Yeah. And so then I was just getting steamrolled all the time. And then I like went back, like looked at my team, like rebuilt them, you know, like picked different guys so they had like good synergies. And then went back and then I was like winning all the time. And I was like, that was really cool. I like used my brain to like, you know, role playing game the shit into making a more powerful team, and it worked. And I was like, this is really cool. I think the point I was trying to make is with, I guess how this is my 2K, is every one of these games is like one step closer to being a really fun experience, but then all of them fuck it up at a certain point, usually for money. And I'm not that much of a sucker. If a game is reasonable and they like give you a lot of premium currency for free, or they get, you know, there's like a progression system that's like fair enough to where it's like, I'll chuck $20 on this if it's, you know, if it's reasonable and I'm having fun and it doesn't seem like it's trying to fuck me. Because that was Cookie Run for ages. They were very generous with the premium currency. Like you could totally, as a free-to-play player, you could totally get like a really good team and do really well. But it's just frustrating. It's like, oh, this game's really fun. I'm really enjoying the core gameplay loop. And then at a certain point, they're just like, and how about you go fuck yourself? Unless you spend like $600. You know?
I'm a big fat brain dead whale, so that's why I try to. They'll get me every time. So even offline, like Fallout Shelter is like totally offline. And like I got back into Fallout Shelter recently, and it's like that is actually really fair with it. Fallout Shelter is one of the best mobile games I've ever played in my life. That shit's great. Really fun. But it also and it is very generous with all the things you can get. Basically, if you watch like, obviously every mobile game has this, is where it's like, you watch this ad, we'll give you something. Theirs is like, they'll give you shit that will sustain you for like weeks for watching like 1 30-second ad. So I don't think they're egregious or anything, but even then, I've spent like $50 on it in like a week because I just can't help myself. But Fallout Shelter had this thing where I was having so much fun with it for like a month, and then once I maxed out everything, there was just no. And this is basically every mobile game, in my opinion. You get to the top, and then there literally is nothing to do. Like when you get to the top in 2K, when you get a 99 my player, you play against 99 other my players online, and you build pro-am teams and all this shit. And then the more you win, the higher you go in the rankings, and you go from baller status to hooper to pro or G League to pro. Yeah, Mom, get the camera. I'm a hooper. I'm a hooper. And then from there, you play better and better iterations of players, and you have to maybe you find new people and you build out your pro-am team for even
the biggest and blackest guys. Cut that.
Every time you rank up, your character gets an inch taller and a shade darker.
Dude, I remember one day for some reason I went into this game, like I made my player to he was white, obviously because I'm white, but also because to me it's weird. It's weird to be like a guy and be a girl like online in a game. It's much weirder to be white and be black in a game and talk to people. Not because it's weird, obviously, to be black, but it's weird to meet people and you're black and then they hear you talk and it's just like, oh, what's up, white boy? I had met these dudes and I was already playing with them for a few days, and like I quit in the middle of a game, and for some reason that deleted my player's DNA. So I just logged back on, and I was like one of the default black guys. Like he looked like that because my appearance got defaulted.
Yeah.
And then I joined the party and like went to go squat up, and I load into the locker room, and my guy's I'm a giant black guy all of a sudden. And they were like, oh, so when you don't play with us, your guy's black. And I was like, no, I don't know what happened. They made me black. They weren't like offended by it. They thought it was really funny. But I was like, I don't know why I'm black. I'm sorry.
Guys, you have to believe me.
I don't roleplay as a black person when I'm not with you guys, I swear.
Did I tell you the time I did that?
Wait,
No, I don't think so.
Did digital blackface in 2K?
Yeah, no, I was, because I used to love Red Dead Online
that's
back when
funny.
it was like actually being updated and shit. And
Yeah.
it's so hard to make a character in that doesn't look fucking scuffed, like just like a grotesque. you know, like
Same in
Rockstar's
GTA
character
5.
creator.
Yeah.
Yeah, GTA 5 also has like an awful fucking character.
Yeah,
creator.
you're ugly no
But
matter what.
I was just like, I was browsing some subreddit and some guy made this guy who looked like a Lando Calrissian, like exactly like Lando Calrissian from Star Wars. And I was like, he looks so, and he made him like a cool bounty hunter. And I was like,
Yeah.
that looks fucking awesome. So like, you have like free character changes if you play Red
I'm
Dead
gonna make
Online.
Django.
So I turned him into that and I was like, this is fucking sick. And I like rolled around for it. And like after a week of playing, I was like, this is actually really weird. I just realized I'm playing. I'm like a black guy.
Oh, you
So I
actually
changed
did.
back.
You actually
I
did
changed back
Django?
to being white. This is really weird.
I love the idea of your boy. It's like getting caught cheating. Your boys are like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
you play as a black guy when we're not around?
When
And
we're
you're
not
like,
around, yeah.
no, I promise.
Yeah, I've been drinking LA Croix recently.
Okay,
Croix.
that's my
Yo,
favorite.
shout out LA Croix.
It's my favorite detective game.
But
But
that was made by an Australian studio.
Yeah.
really,
well,
I thought it was it's one of those big
Rockstar, but
studios. Or yeah, Rockstar.
Isn't it Rockstar Perth or something?
Adelaide.
Something fucking stupid like that.
Is it
But then they
Adelaide?
somehow made like
I don't know what Adelaide is.
They made like a fucking photo accurate version of like 1930s LA.
And
Same
then they
with
make you
fucking-
press X to doubt. Wait, I'm talking about
Yeah.
LA Croix. So I've been drinking. This is a quick one. I've been drinking LA
X to
Croix
drink.
recently, just because I used to drink these seltzers called vintage seltzer, and it's because they didn't taste like anything. They were just really bubbly, and I don't like the
Yeah.
taste of seltzer. I just like bubble.
Yeah.
So,
I like fizz.
but
I like
I've
the
realized
bubbles.
that
I like
LA Croix be heavy on the flavor, and
Oh,
I
I
don't
see.
like that. But I've been getting the lemon lime ones, but then I was like, well, maybe I'll like some of the other ones. I'm gonna buy a variety pack, and I got 3 in the variety pack of cherry blossom LA Croix,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Mhm.
it tastes like what I imagined cum would taste like when I first started
Before you
realizing
When I
that
first
cum
tasted
might
it.
go in a mouth at some point.
So I've
Yeah.
ordered 3 more cases.
No, I've never tasted my cum, to be completely honest, or anyone's cum. But and it's not like disgusting, like, oh, I ate poo, there's poo in my teeth. Oh, it stinks so bad. But it's just like this very,
If I had
it's
a
this very
nickel.
subtle. But it's not like that, like gross out disgusting. It's just this very
Yeah.
subtle, like,
It's like
why? Yeah,
that's not right.
Oh God, why?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
did this one though?
It's
Why
like
did they
do this one?
fucking.
It's so gross. Don't get cherry blossom LA Croix.
Yeah, that's
there's
that's
these
the Beef
trees
Boys
around
PSA.
that are like planted all around Melbourne, just on like the streets and stuff. That
Pussy
for some reason,
trees?
when they blossom in spring, they smell exactly like cum.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
we
I
We
know
know
what
have
your
the
you're
cum
cum
tree and the
trees. I've heard about
A
that.
friend I had
Yeah.
growing up had a pussy tree that smelled like pussy.
Like pussy.
It's awesome.
I swear to God.
It just had little
Apparently
pussies
there's a-
on the leaves.
There's a joke around here that like back in the like 60s when they were like the urban planners were doing it, the guy said to plant gum trees and the guy misheard.
So you start coming in the
Empathic
mulch.
cum tweeze.
It really it's like a very pungent smell to it. It's not like
Yeah.
like you have to get up to the flowers. It's like you'll be walking really far, several meters away from them, and you'll be like,
it smells like
cum.
a
Somebody
public
came
pool.
here.
There's also a plant that smells exactly like weed, and for ages there's
It's
like
weed.
someone's planted one near this intersection near ours, and me and him would always go on like lunchtime walks around this park that went through there, and every time it smelled like weed, and I was like, man, there's some dude who just fucking loves toking up around
Toking
12:30
that,
p.m.
wow.
every day.
Why
And
would
then
you
we went there,
plant
like-
that? I hate the smell of weed. It's the worst
It must
part
have
of
been-
it.
Yeah, it's not a good smell. It might have been like
Yeah.
on a public thing. I don't know. But then, but then we went there at like 6 p.m. once and it also smelled like weed. And I was like, there's no way this cunt's smoking weed like just all day.
He's
every
far
day.
too consistent for a pothead.
Yeah. And it also is only in like one specific, like you walk a meter either side and you can't smell it anymore. It's like, okay.
Imagine if
There
it
has to
wasn't.
be a plant here.
Imagine if it wasn't a plant and a guy just lit the longest blunt ever and then died.
He's just like,
Died
what's
and
been
it fell
going?
in the earth.
Yeah. It's just been burned.
it's like a fucking Elden Ring. Like
Yeah.
It's like
war.
Andrew's fucking big ass stupid
baller
penis
blunt.
baller blunt.
big
Yeah,
ball blunt.
yeah,
The
the
big
baller
ball
blunt.
of blunt.
The big.
You ever see those
baller
blunts
blunt.
on like Twitter and shit where it's like you see people rolling it and it's got like 4 different types of
Like a
weed. and it'll
baseball
have, like,
bat.
It's like,
Oh,
well, not
yeah.
even that, but it'll be like weed and then it'll be like fucking
Black
hash
tar
oil,
heroin.
and
Crystal
then it'll be
meth.
like it's got like both
Fentanyl.
leaf and you know
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're
gum
talking
and like
about.
all this shit. And it's
Yeah.
like,
That
bro,
shit
if you
is so
smoked even
fucking
1
stupid.
centimeter of that, you would die.
Dude,
Not
I know
even
I
smoking
know
it.
people who smoke shit like that. Like and they spend like I'm not even kidding. They would spend their entire paycheck just to create that. It
That
makes
is
no
like,
sense
Epic.
because they just
I
smoke
can't
it.
imagine
It's
what
gone.
tolerance you'd have to have because like
Dude.
I
Yeah.
feel like any one of us, one puff would be like, well, I'm going to the ER now.
Well, I'm
dying, I'm
passing
dying.
away.
I'm dying.
Goodbye. You know.
We
Yeah.
got to call James's emergency squad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll come through.
The Geek Squad.
They'll
Yeah.
laugh you back to
Squad.
life.
Yeah.
Yo, I was fucking. So I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 this past weekend, or like I guess like
Aw.
Thursday.
And
But-
that is the third one, right?
Yes,
That's good. Go.
it's the trilogical debut
Conclusion.
climax. In that, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. No spoilers, unless you're like,
Yeah.
unless like
excited
learning
to
one
see it.
detail about the movie is
Yeah.
considered a spoiler to you. Then fucking turn the episode off. But
Drax is in it. No.
no,
Iron Man, no.
there was just this really funny
That
scene
would be
where
a spoiler.
it's this is like not important at all, but at some just indiscriminate point in the movie, they're like rescuing some animals, and the animals are like running to safety alongside the characters, and they're like running to other characters waiting for them at like a meet point. They're obviously
Yeah.
running away from something. And there's all kinds of animals. There's some like alien animals and shit. There's shit from like
It's a
elephants all
monkeys.
the way down to well, that will be
In the
relevant.
Guardian.
Okay.
There's all the way up from elephant size to like mice, like little tiny like rodents and like baby
Yeah.
mice and like tiny, and they're all running, and it's like a Lion King moment, and there's music playing, and they're trying to save the animals and shit. And the animals are like jumping into the arms of the people waiting for them, and they're running away with them, carrying them, saving them. All the animals are running with them and like looking back, and they're all happy and shit. And then during this sequence, a baboon jumps onto a lady's face in the background and rips her fucking face off. In the middle of like this. In this very like I swear to God, like upbeat, we're saving the animals, fucking plant 1 million trees if you like this video, Mr. Beast. Like fucking this
Hold the-
epic
wait.
moment, and then a baboon jumps while all the other frolicking animals are running to safety and starts clawing like a woman who was trying to help the animals' faces off.
Dude.
And
Is
then
it
it
like-
cuts away immediately.
So it's not like it's like a background detail. Like it's not
Yeah.
emphasized at all.
It's like it's pretty close to the foreground, but it's in more of like
Yeah.
a wide shot, so it's not like
Sure.
focused in on.
Sure.
But yeah, no, like her face just starts getting a baboon specifically jumps and rips her face off, while the rest of the
It's a
like
baboon
the
ripping off a
aliens.
face.
The alien animals are frolicking, the elephants and the lions are frolicking, and then just a baboon and fucking rips this bitch's face off.
Well, the
you
idea
heard
that James
911
Gunn just
call
got
about
beef
that?
with
Yes.
baboons, and he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we've all
this
that-
whole
heard
scene
that.
is gonna have animals,
Well-
but the baboon's gonna be an asshole.
Yeah.
James
Fuck
Gunn is like a
baboons.
dark comedy guy, I guess. So
Oh,
like,
sure.
I
Yeah.
guess that
No,
could
he
just be
is.
a reference to like, you know, the baboon that ripped the lady's face off
That's
or whatever.
It's got to be that. It's got to be some
That's
cheeky
what I think it
fucking
is.
reference. Yeah.
It's
But
not
it
a reference.
wasn't-
It was
it's
just
to it-
funny.
it wasn't-
Yeah.
Like he was
it-
just like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's just have that as a gag in the corner. Like,
Yeah, exactly. But it's such a brutal gag. Like in this moment where you're feeling really happy and shit, you just like you see her gore, like her skin coming off down to
Oh.
the meat.
jeez.
Wait, so it's not like a silhouette or anything? Like you actually see it?
No, it's not like up close, like right in the meat.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's like like you can see the claws come down, and then it's like leaving gore and shit behind on her face.
It's fucking.
Jesus.
Dude, I gotta watch these
It's
movies.
like, yeah,
what the fuck?
fuck?
I was surprised when I watched that Suicide Squad. like not remake, but whatever the fuck you call it, the second one.
Yeah.
It's also the first one that James Gunn did. That one.
How'd they make a second one? Don't they all kill themselves?
In the first one?
No,
I get it.
I'm just joking. Don't they all wear Nike Air Forces and
Can you
drink
imagine?
Kool-Aid?
If that is like the end of the Suicide Squad movie.
But that movie is fucking violent. That is a really gory movie.
No, James Gunn has a history. I don't know if you guys have. I think it's one of his older ones. It stars, is it Rain Johnson? The guy who played Dwight.
Fucking Super.
It's him.
Wilson.
Yeah, Super. It's him
Dude, I
and
love
Elliot
that
Page.
Rain
Yeah.
Wilson.
I won't spoil it, but
Dwight.
there's a moment that happens in that where they're like trying to. Well, actually,
Yeah,
I won't
I
say.
know
It.
exactly
There's a
what you're
moment in
talking
that
about.
where like there's a there's a death that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
That shit
James
was
Gunn,
insane.
he likes doing that shit.
Yeah.
There's a few of those in the Suicide Squad on the start of the movie. It's like really like over the top grotesque, and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Dude, I gotta watch these fucking movies, man. Like I thought
Guardians
they were
of the
just
Galaxy
like,
is awesome.
yeah,
I
well,
heard
Yeah.
3 was really good. Suicide Squad
was
number 2
great.
was kind of whatever. But
I really,
Yeah,
I
DC
do want to
don't
watch
fuck with the
Guardians of the
DC
Galaxy.
stuff.
Yeah,
No,
I-
yeah,
mostly
Guardians
'cause
of the
I was on a
Galaxy
plane.
to me is obviously I like the whole first like 3 whatever the fuck of Marvel, whatever their shit they call them some fucking shit.
yeah.
Phase.
Phases. All the way up to
Clan.
the Avengers
Send
ending, like
balls to Phaser.
that was cool, but like all of that would just felt like a TV event, like extended out across like 10 years and like 25
Yeah.
movies. Like they didn't feel like movies. James Gunn is like a self-made, like more indie, like he came up through like the indie sphere, like director, like artist, like he actually cares about like film and stuff.
Yeah.
So like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies feel very out of place in the Marvel universe, and not necessarily calling the Marvel movies bad, but like the Guardians of the Galaxy ones definitely feel like
There's a lot more
like
passion
actual
behind them.
films.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's definitely more passion.
got
and
that
there's,
dog in
the
'em.
cinematography is more interesting. They're a little bit more lenient with like not making it so baby oriented, but
Sure.
also just beyond that, it's like there's just they just feel more like standalone like fun blockbuster movies rather than
Yeah.
like just a narrative piece, and like you have to get over this hump so you understand the next movie coming out.
Sure,
like there's
yeah.
none
Yeah.
of that at all. Even since the first one and the second one, which were part of like the first 3 phases or whatever, even in those, like you barely had to care about Marvel to like fuck with them. They're just like really fun.
That was, I guess because they were like off in
art
space and
pieces.
shit, and all the other
Yeah,
Marvel
I was
movies
gonna
at that point were on Earth, so it's like you can kind of they're just having cool space adventures,
Yeah.
unrelated to all this.
It's literally just like, hey, they're gonna show up in the last movie. You just need to, you just know who they are. But there's
Yeah.
like no tie-ins with literally anything else. Even
Yeah.
in Guardians 3, like it's literally just like you need to know one thing that happened in Endgame to like understand one of the many plots of the third movie.
sure, yeah.
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 And even
Well,
then, they introduce it in yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
good.
that's kind of what made me fall off from fucking I fell off from fucking like just Marvel in general is because of like the constant like
fell
all
off.
right, there's Iron Man, and then Iron Man he gets married, and then there's a third movie with Iron Man. Oh, and then now he meets Spider-Man. So you got to watch these 6 movies before they all meet up and have sex with Thanos. Like it was so much, and it was such like a big fucking like pop culture thing.
And then Spider-Man from 2001 comes back. You have to watch that one too. And also Spider-Man from 2008. And Spider-Man from 2008.
Everyone's favorite. Have you played
Spider-Man.
Guardians,
Spider-Man.
Somebody's been commenting that on every
I've
single
been
one of
seeing
our
that,
episodes.
yeah.
Somebody's
Yeah,
in
shout
there
out
just
Spider-Man.
going, Spider-Man.
I keep bringing that back. So shout out them.
Spider-Man,
I
died.
Spider Jeff.
I died, but they keep putting me at the end of the movie.
Wait, they stopped doing that, didn't they? Or
Oh, did they?
I feel like they stopped
There's
doing
not
that.
necessarily clips of him, but all of them have like art and references to him in like the credits and
Sure.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the
Sure,
Spider-Man
yeah.
game for fucking PS4. Stanley, he runs like a comic book store, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been featured in like every Marvel thing that's been which is cool. I wasn't saying
Yeah.
that was bad. I was just
No,
I was
yeah,
just making
yeah.
a fucking joke
Yeah.
with the voice and the
Yeah.
fucking cum and the
I mean, it is pretty
Spider-Man.
funny because anytime I
when I
think
worked
Stan
on-
Lee, I just think that.
Yeah.
I worked on one of the stupid Marvel cartoons, or a few of them actually, but it's funny.
Which
they had
one?
a Stanley
Name drop.
cameo on that. It was the 2000 and I guess like 16, 17 Spider-Man cartoon.
okay.
That was like kind of mid. And then the
Spider-Man.
Guardians one and the Avengers one.
Oh,
But I'm pretty sure in the Spider-Man one, I remember there was one part that had a Stanley cameo. And like normally the Stanley cameo is like pretty short, like just one line of kind of like, oh, there he is.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, whoever like wrote this one was really fucking jerking the writing degree because they were like, and it was like
Oh,
a
no.
really, really long scene.
Yeah.
I think he's meant to be like an omniscient like elevator guy or something.
Oh, I
But
see.
it might be a Guardians scene actually because I think it was like on some spaceship. But like it was something goofy. Like this elevator like flew around everywhere and through this big facility like at lightning speed, and all the other characters are getting like flung around and smashed against the walls and shit because it's going so fast.
Right.
But he's just like standing there like perfectly unfazed by the whole thing.
Oh,
But
I
it's
see.
like it's like a really long scene. I'm like the cameo's worn off. He's just a guy in it now.
yeah, no, he's just an old guy. This is
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
the magic of them is he just like shows up as like a guy playing chess and he says 2 lines and then it's like
yeah.
it's really not only cool. It's cool that he's there, obviously, but it's mostly cool because it's like it doesn't overstay its welcome and it just gives you enough time to be like, wait, I bet like 30% of the people here don't know that Stanley and I do. So like,
I bet I
that
don't know. I got
guy.
all the Stanley Funko Pops.
yeah.
I think they wrote in the law reason. I think he like for why he's in like all these different places all the time because he's like always like a different.
because he's lit.
I think the Watchers who are like the fucking godlike characters who observe all the different universes like sent him to like research people.
Oh,
or
is that
something.
his?
I think there's a reference. I can't remember what movie it is, but there's like one
Yeah.
where I'm pretty sure he's like talking to one of the guys, like just chilling in like the fucking astral plane talking to them. So I think it's implied that he's like sent by them to like observe humanity.
Yeah.
I like how
shouldn't
with
have spoke
superhero
that
shit, it's
I'm in
like
astral plane.
I like how in superhero shit it's like you started out with Iron Man and it's just like a guy that in the 70s it was like, what if a ballistic missile was a guy?
What if you made a
Shoot
man
stuff.
into a gun?
But then you have to keep going to make more. So then it's like, what
Yeah.
if a spider guy and an angry guy got hit with goo, and now they're angry and they're spider. But then and then it's like, what if what if the Nordic gods are real and they're superheroes and not gods, but one of them's still a god? And then it's like, okay, what if there are gods and they're actual gods, but they're gods of all the universes and they watch the universes?
Yeah.
It's like,
And we call
eventually
them
what
the
are they- Eventually
Watchers.
there's gonna then we call them the Watchers because they watched it.
They watch.
And it's like,
stuff.
are they gonna make a god of the gods that watch the gods that watch the universes?
I think,
and they're
I,
called
well,
like
there's- I think there was
gods?
actually another layer
Years.
above the Watchers, but
Oh,
yeah.
is it really?
It's so stupid, bro.
The Seers.
So stupid.
That's the problem
the
fucking World
listeners.
of Warcraft has is like they've kind of gotten better at it lately, but every game it was like you have to go bigger. So it's
Yeah.
like the first few expansions were just like, oh, we're fighting a guy who's like threatening to invade us, which is like that's a pretty grounded fucking whatever thing.
What
And
if a
then
guy
Legion-
was really big?
But then what if he's working for an even bigger guy? And then like in Legion, which
And
is
they
one of my
don't
favorite
respect
expansions, but you literally
borders.
fight like one of the like titans, like a fallen titan from who's just meant to like I think the law is they empower
Godzilla.
you, but it's like there's no way your character who's just some guy with a big stick should be ever able to like go toe to toe
Yeah.
with anyone
Yeah.
with that power. But they
Yeah.
have to write in like cooler bosses, but that's the
Yeah.
fuck thing. No one actually wants it. Everyone just wants to slap a big dragon
No one
around.
can
Right.
pick up your stick except you because you are special and
You
the
are
stick
the
is
stick
lit.
man.
Yeah. I hate that. That's a fucking pet peeve in video game or like MMOs, especially where it's like you're the chosen one, but also here's 600
Also-
other
Yeah,
players.
here's
who are
60
definitely
million
not the
other
chosen
players
ones.
online right now are chosen ones.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
al-
pisses me off about Maple Story takes it a step further with a lot of the character classes. You're a named guy. They're like you're not just like
What the
a
fuck?
thief
Oh.
or warrior. You're like fucking
Joe.
Carl.
Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's like 60 other guys named Carl, and it's like what the fuck.
Yeah. I also hate
I'm
when
Carl the thief.
when single player games do that thing where they try to like tack on. I can't even think of an example, but I know these exist. When single player games try to tack on an online component, but there's not like a create a character or anything. Everybody's just playing as like the main character of the game. Have you guys
Oh,
ever seen
sure.
that before? Where it's like a bunch of just like the main guy running
Assassin's-
around.
Assassin's Creed Unity did that.
The
They kinda did
Uncharted
it-
games had that.
kinda
Did they?
did
You
that.
could just play as different characters, and then the online was just like
A bunch of
basically a
Nathan Drakes.
deathmatch thing. You're just
Yeah.
like in the levels,
yeah,
like shooting
yeah.
each other. So you're just killing
Oh,
each
I
other as
see.
Nathan
Red
Drake
did
or like
one as
Zelda.
well,
Yeah.
I guess. Like, because Red did one, you picked like your skin. You didn't make
Yeah.
your character. You just picked different like models, so you could just play as like random characters from the game and the
Yeah.
online that you like unlocked as you leveled up.
Dude,
But yeah,
I
just,
saw
there's like 50 Johns walking around.
Yeah. Dude, I saw this video last night. That was pretty crazy.
Whoa.
She was fucking
It was a monkey walking into a
Volcano.
Home Depot.
Whoa.
just like the monkey. This guy was fucking. I guess so. This guy was playing GTA 5 single player, and like somebody hacked into his game as their online players, and like just kept fucking him up. And he was just playing like single player. I didn't even know that was a thing
fuck?
that could happen. Yeah.
Are you sure that was Weirdo
Dude, I'll find the video.
He bought
Did
a.
you
he
have
bought
a dweem?
He bought a Megalodon card.
Unless you hack to play a single
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
$200
doubt-
now, but you can hack people.
I don't doubt that that's possible, but I also feel like GTA like content creators are so fucking starved of content at this point. They're
Yeah.
like, let's just make shit up. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can hack into people's single player games.
Dude,
now.
fuck it.
I saw.
Hack into their
Speaking of,
bank accounts, IRL.
the dudes I play 2K with,
2K!
they're a little older and definitely they're not like online nearly as much, but they like they like video games. So they sent me this TikTok the other day of this guy who was like, he was one of those like TikTok guys that they literally just scream at the top of their lungs with their eyes wide open and think that's like charisma.
Yeah.
and
Who's that guy who was reporting on Trump's downfall we were talking about a couple of weeks ago?
pig
that guy.
news.
That's right.
No, he's better than this guy. This was one of those like the kids in your high school that like think they're really cool and shit, but they just like show up to the basketball court and like fall over and shit, but they think that like they're part of the squad or whatever. And then they go home and scream at the TikTok phone and somehow are successful at that. But
Yeah.
News.
but like but they sent me this and it was like breaking news on GTA 6. The graphics are better. And he shows like a picture of like fan art of GTA 6. The water has been completely redone, and then they show a picture of the water from the fucking picture where they show that you can like surf like or some
Yeah.
shit. Then he was like, the AI cops have been completely reimagined to the point of they're gonna be the best AI in video games. And then he just shows a clip of the GTA 5 cops with like a
Yeah.
filter on it that make them look really cool.
Just turn the sharpness up.
He's like, the cars can go even faster. And he just showed like a new car. And my friend was like, yo, GTA 6 looks like it's going to be so fucking cool. And I was like, I didn't say it to him because it's just like, it doesn't matter. But I was like, bro, none of that is like anything. It's not even engine footage. That is just like fan art and a
you're
guy
just saying
screaming.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no proof he knows anything about GTA.
Yeah,
Dude,
like,
I hate
Rockstar
those
hasn't-
fucking.
Rockstar hasn't even announced the game yet. Have they?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
they
they put it
technically
just like a
have.
title card or something.
Yeah.
Sure, that's it's like that fucking how Bethesda announced the Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever.
Right.
Have it like it's literally just like
Yeah,
a
it's slated
CGI
for like
background.
2029. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
haven't
it's
finished
like,
the script
in
yet.
Skyrim 2, you can, and it's like what
The game will
Yeah.
be really good
the game
looking.
will load. I did okay. I love Red Dead to death, but man, and the lead up to that had like very much that energy.
Yeah.
Where every post on Reddit was like, in Red Dead 2, you can
The
pet your
horse's
horse.
balls shrink.
That was one of them.
Dude,
But it was
the
just all this
horse
shit where
balls
it's
was-
like you can diffuse a situation and then yeah, it was just like all
Which
these like
doesn't
really,
work.
yeah, just all this red. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of crazy tech in Red Dead 2, but like
No, Red
it
Dead
was
2
just
is
so-
awesome.
But it was just crazy how like overhyped the smallest
Yeah.
features were, or even just
Yeah.
shit that wasn't even announced as a feature. People were just like assuming like it looked like in the gameplay trailer this was a thing.
There's
So I'm gonna
twice
make
as
a whole
much
Reddit
grass.
post about it.
Well, dude, people will just fucking like James said, people will just be saying shit like because people are so starved
People
for
do
content.
be saying shit.
Like they'll
They
they'll
do
see
be.
these things, they'll take them at face value. Like this dude's like some credible leaker. just because he's literally saying that, oh, you know that game that you like that came out 10 years ago? This next one is going to have better graphics. It's like, yeah, no shit. Of course it is.
I hate that shit that James brought up, like how they're saying, like, oh, look, they've redone the water. Like, I hate that. Don't get me wrong, I like good graphics and shit, but I hate that sort of thing where you see it all the time when people, like, a new game comes out and they'll be like, look at how bad the water physics are. This game is a 0 out of 10. Like, you know,
When I shoot the water, just
Call of Duty.
splash.
Yeah, it's so fucking lame. It's like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it is really cool when like companies do nice little details in the graphics and shit, but it's like if the gameplay sucks, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
But they did
matter.
that to the new Call of Duty, and everyone was like, "Yeah, they don't even care about this." Or like, "There's just a which whatever, who cares? Fucking Call of Duty." But they were comparing the beta to like the 17th iteration of the patch of Call of Duty, whatever that had been out for 3 years.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously it's made in the same engine. The water was the same when the game came out. It was 2 months before the game came out, and they wanted to make a public beta, so they didn't focus on the water textures.
Yeah.
But then when it came out, the water textures were literally the same because it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
So they just
Yeah.
it's so fucking stupid.
Dude,
I
when
saw that with
fucking
the Spider-Man trailer the other day. Someone pointed out, like, oh, when Miles lands in the water, look, there's no, it doesn't ripple or anything. The splash looks like it's from 2005.
this game is fucking garbage.
Yeah, this game is a 0 out of 10.
Game fucking sucks.
Dude, people were when fucking GTA 6 got leaked. People were looking at that like super early alpha footage with very obvious like there's fucking
Yeah, it's all placeholders.
Yeah,
the fucking UI is like, it's like developer UI.
yeah, there's like
shit
fucking
everywhere.
crosshairs, like big fucking red and green arrows, like numbers. Like there's people who
It was
are
like
just
it was like
checkerboard.
looking at the Matrix.
Yeah, like it is so clearly not done, and everyone's like, "This game looks fucking trash." What they took them this long? It looks like this. What the fuck?
Dude, there's definitely people being like, nah, this
Garbage.
Wow, Rockstar L, they've spent 10 years making this. It looks like shit. It's like,
L plus ratio plus you fell off.
my God.
Rockstar, more like Cockstar.
Dude, these
That's so
people's
funny.
brains, man, they're
People
made
literally
of
have
pudding.
Google- I think GTA honestly is probably one of the worst like YouTube communities out
Oh,
there, because every
without
time
a
you,
doubt.
if you look up GTA 6 right now, the amount of videos that are like GTA 6 trailer, or like it's just blatant lying, and it'll be like like some fan made logo with like a fan made screenshot, or just a screenshot of GTA 5 but with like 50 mods on it, so it looks like really flash.
Or they'll take like
And-
clips from movies and put them together.
Yeah, and I've never clicked on one of those because I don't want to give them the fucking views or the ad revenue, but I'm always curious, like, what is it? Like, what, you can't just make a video that says GTA 6 trailer and then,
Dude,
like, is it just some guy being like, hey guys, there's no trailer, but here's what we know so far? Like, is it a bait and switch?
Yeah.
'Cause
Dude,
that would just be
that reminds
just
me.
like,
Yeah.
that
I
reminds
get
me.
got by those sometimes.
Yeah, the
And that
other
is what it
day,
is.
I saw it like literally fucking at the top of my YouTube app. There was like a when you get like an ad or something, like it'll come up and it'll say like ad or whatever. It said an ad by
All my
Rockstar
ads
Games.
just say ad.
Yeah, but like it was literally at the very top. It just like it's highlighted, like
yeah,
you'll
it
know
says
it's
like,
coming.
No, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
But normally, like that shit looks legit because it said Rockstar Games and it said Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. I was like, oh shit, they fucking dropped it, and I clicked on it, and it was literally just a fucking compilation of like. It was meant to look real, but it was just like you can tell it was modded games, and some of it was from fucking Watch Dogs. Some of it was like from some fucking movie. Like it was just all bullshit. And then I was like, "Is this actually it?" But it just like it fooled so many people. I was just like, Jesus, the fucking channel had 3,000 subscribers. Like I
The
don't.
same thing happened to me the other day. Actually, I saw this ad that said like if you click subscribe on this Mr. Beast thing, you'll get 10K, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, what
He
the
never
fuck?
gave
dude,
it to
I
me.
get those all the time.
They had
I
his
always- I
picture
always say them,
on their
yeah.
channel.
And it's funny because they also bot comments like mad, because
Oh,
every
yeah.
comment's like, oh, thank you, just received it. Oh, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
all this shit.
And the
yeah.
thumbnails are
That
always
was
so
really
bad.
bad
Why?
during quarantine. There was a ton
It
of that
was.
shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just Mr. Beast.
Speaking
with
of getting
his cum
fucking
face.
duped, I got duped the other day. I saw someone dunking on Louis C.K. for he supposedly tweeted out like this very
The N word.
it's sort of like transphobic
Did he
stuff.
really?
Well, that's the twist.
Okay.
not to spoil anything. But
No,
it
Andrew
was,
said
it was
the N word
dick
really
twist.
confidently. I thought he was.
no.
I thought he was dead.
Oh,
ass.
no, I was-
yeah, the end on
No,
the
he
story.
tweeted out some stuff that was like, I believe people should be allowed to choose their gender after they're 18, but we shouldn't be forcing this on kids, and like
What?
they shouldn't be
Yeah.
putting it in Target. Yeah, kind of typical fucking right wing, whatever.
Fucking
bullshit.
Target, bro.
And someone quote tweeted it being like, "Oh, the guy who jerks off in front of women is telling us what to do with their, whatever." And it was like, okay, cool. And I click on it, and the guy, it's like looks very legit. It's got 100,000 followers. It's like his profile picture is just like, I guess a picture of Louis C.K. I guess we
Did it have a
expect.
blue check?
Had a blue check, and it said, I think it's funny because I guess comedians like him would do shit like this because his username was something like not Louis C.K. But you're like,
Yeah.
oh, but that's something Louis C.K. would probably do.
Dude,
Right.
Louis C.K. would
and then-
definitely do that.
And then the description said something like, oh, it was like some dumb bullshit, a gag
I'm
stuff.
fat.
And then it said like, oh, people ask me if this is a parody. It is. Which
Oh,
again
so-
sounds like something like,
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
you're
No,
trying to
yeah,
subvert.
yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out it's not fucking him.
Oh, so
It's
this
just
person
some guy who's like masquerading as him with a blue check mark
Oh.
and using it to like sell. He has a fucking Twitter subscriptions thing. So this, some
God,
dude is
dude.
just like impersonating
Dude,
Louis
fucking-
CK.
You couldn't have a
ruining
worse
his-
grift. Who the fuck is buying Twitter
Yeah.
subscriptions?
I can
No
give
one.
you a worse grift, an even worse one.
Okay.
There's someone doing the exact same thing to AOC, except it has parody in the name.
I saw
And
that.
I'm-
I saw
we're
that. Yeah.
almost positive that because they've done some cross-referencing here on Twitter.com.
They had
Almost
an account
positive it's the
on
same
Reddit.
cunt that runs the Libs of
AOC is
TikTok
sexy?
account
Oh
that
my
just like
God.
goes out and tries to find
Yeah.
teachers who have said anything even remotely like gay people are cool and get them fired. Just a terrible person.
Gay people
But they're
are cool.
running the account and all they do is make like I have a crush on Elon Musk. I won't.
Yeah,
I'll
I
never.
saw that the other
like
day, yeah.
Elon replied to it
I saw that
with the
yeah.
fire emoji.
It's like, hey, shoddy. Damn shoddy.
And it's fucked too because they have
It's like-
her name and then like some other words at the end. It's like Appreciation Society, the AO, it's some shit like that. But if you're looking at it on the Twitter app, there's only so many letters that get rendered. So it just pretty much shows her name and then like half of another word you can't read. So and it's verified because of course. So at a glance you're like, oh, I guess it really, and it's her like same profile picture.
I
I'm
guess
pretty
that is
So at a
AOC.
glance you're like, oh, I guess it's her.
Yeah. No, it's
It's
fuck,
like,
dude.
The
Right wingers
verification
have this.
system's going great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going tremendously. But right wingers have this weird like shipping like dream level like I want them to fuck is between Elon and
Elon
AOC.
could
It's the
change her to a
weirdest
good
to
trad
fuck.
shit
woman.
I have ever seen in my life. But all of them, if you go to the tweets under anything related to those two, the top replies are just blue check marks being like, she couldn't handle that South African peen.
That fat fucking cock.
That fat fucking
His
emerald
fat
mine
fucking
cock.
cock. Yeah, Elon,
I
stretch your pussy.
feel like it would be the other way around personally. I feel like he would be a bit of a pushover when it came to a beautiful Latinx woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, AOC
Could you
kinda
suck my
mid.
penis? Could you please suck my penis?
Hey,
I'm
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
I'm Elon Musk. Can you please suck my cock? I don't even know how Elon Musk talks. I don't even know if I've ever actually heard his voice.
It's not what you'd
He
expect.
talks like a pussy.
Yeah, it just sounds like this really
He
like.
mumbles and
It's like a
very-
mumbling kind of a mumbly rumbly.
Yeah, it's a mumbly like sort of South African accent, which is already like a nerfed version of New Zealand or
African.
Australia. So the fact that he mumbles on top, it's literally like he's a low register Animal Crossing character.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I was going to say that earlier, when you guys were having before off air, we were having a discussion about James was talking about hearing
sucking
Dragon Ball Z
cock.
secondhand and thinking it sounded like porn.
Oh yeah.
And I had that the other day. I was playing Zelda because, like, outside of cutscenes, when you talk to characters,
Dude, I
every
fucking
time there's,
hate
like, a
that.
new-
I hate that so much. Sorry, continue.
I don't. He's like, I don't mind it. It
hate
doesn't
that
bother
shit
me.
in
But
games.
so what it is every time there's a new dialogue box, whatever character you're talking to, like, makes an exclamation sound that I guess is meant to like
hate it.
imply the
I hate it.
the mood.
I
or
hate
whatever.
it.
But no, it literally is shit. And I remember just because I was playing while Emily was like on a phone call in the next room, and I was talking to this one like very eccentric woman character,
Yeah.
and so every time she talks, she
Like,
was like,
Dude, it
Like,
does sound like they're getting raw dogged sometimes. It's kind of crazy. I'll walk by Courtney playing it, and it's just the crispest, like,
Yeah, it's like some high pitched Japanese girl doing the VO, so you know that shit's fucking crispy.
The worst part is the fact that the cutscenes have like regular voice acted dialogue. So you'll have like, this person being like, Link, we have to get across, on top of the mountain. And then you come to the regular like dialogue options and you're like, let's go. And she goes like,
Dude, that shit takes me out of the game. Like, I now I just fucking play Tears of the Kingdom with the volume off because it's just that's one thing that
Really?
I hate, dude. Nintendo games and just like a lot of
don't have to talk to
Japanese
people
Flex
that
in a room
often.
with room tone.
I
just-
know. Well, I mean, like anytime I talk to somebody, I just I tune it out because it's something about it. I love games that have like really good voice acting, and the thing is like, the fucking Tears of the Kingdom has good voice acting, but they got so fucking lazy in that arena where it's just like now you talk to them, just like, oh fuck.
I'll give it a pass because I think I've explained this before, but Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, being forced to read that is what made me
right.
What pulled
You're
me
right.
out of reading as a
No,
kid.
you are right there. You are absolutely correct.
But so I'm glad that a new generation of children are going to be interested in English
Letters.
language enough.
But kudos, here's the
they're
thing.
gonna-
Words.
the
Kudos.
dominant language.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
But kudos,
Yes.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yes.
Back then, they had one style and they stuck with it. Okay? So you'd fucking talk to a character and they'd be like, oh, and then they would like their little stupid box would come
Yeah.
up. But now it's like you have these really great cutscenes and then it'll just like go right into
Can I be honest?
Just
I
pick
actually
one.
I dislike the voice acting more than I do the.
really.
Yeah, the cutscenes in that game make me so uncomfortable. I don't fuck with it at all.
There's
Wait,
some
how
characters,
come?
like I think
Curious.
Zelda's really good. I like a lot of the
haven't gotten
characters,
that
but there
far.
are some characters where it's like, this is the voice actor you got. Like your
Yeah.
Nintendo, you can get any. Like,
Actually, yeah.
fuck it, Matt
You
Mercer
got-
does a great job.
You
He's-
got
he's in
Cookie
it.
from Ned's Declassified?
But it'll just be some like. It just sounds like some random.
Yo!
It just sounds like some random guy you got off like fucking Craigslist or something. Like it doesn't sound like
Yeah.
a professional voice actor a lot of the time. It's like it'd be like I'm just me with
Yeah.
fucking almost no acting experience. It's
Oh.
like, wow, Link, this is crazy. Oh, it's so good to see you again. It's like that. It's this really weird cadence. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
That's the
doing it-
thing is the cadence and some of the acting is like super awkward, and
No,
then it
yeah.
goes
It's like
back
they
to
got-
"What?"
It's almost like they got a Japanese guy to like direct the English VO.
Yeah.
But like obviously the languages and like the way we hit inflections
Right.
is different. So they're like, yeah, that sounds great to
Yeah.
a Japanese guy, but then to an English speaker, it's like that something about that.
It seems a little off.
Which can honestly
The only
like,
fair thing to do is to have English people do the Japanese dubs,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they get it just as bad as we do.
Yeah.
They just get some like fucking 14-year-old weeb from 2006 who only like learned Japanese from watching anime. To do
Yeah.
it. Have you seen that video on YouTube where it's like it's a real nostalgic video? I don't even know if it's still on there, but it's from like 2008 or something. It was like a
Gangnam
cringe
Style?
video at the time, but now it's probably like nostalgic. But it's just some like literal weeb, like just some girl who's like a day in the life of me or whatever, and it's just her like fucking squeeing over anime and all this shit.
I don't think I've seen
I've
that
not
video. Someone just got. I don't know where that thought was going. It completely left. I got Gangnam Style. The Gangnam Style completely wiped my brain.
Sexy lady.
Lady.
Open Weeaboo style.
Yo,
funny.
That's
you guys
beef.
want to see a video I found?
Okay, 172 likes, so we're already after a good start.
Burning Godzilla 2019
Why are you
versus
burning?
Lilo and Stitch.
with
Okay.
broken emojis.
I don't
Okay.
think I don't think you need any more context than that because I had
I
none
don't.
going
Okay.
in, and this was. It's one of those ones where you're not laughing as it happens, but then it ends, and you realize what you just watched,
Uh-huh.
and that there wasn't
Okay.
any grander meaning. And then it's like hilarious.
I
So
see.
this is Burning
Let's run
Godzilla
it.
2019 versus Lilo and Stitch.
What is happening?
So the idea is if you put these two characters up against each other, which one wins?
Oh, okay.
Obviously Godzilla is gonna beat anybody from fucking Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Especially burning 2019 Godzilla.
I can't believe Lilo didn't conquer burning Godzilla from 2019.
Yeah, I'm
All
so
my money was on
Lilo's
her.
Super hot older sister, thick, beautiful older sister.
Is it Nani or something?
Yeah, bro, she could nanny these nuts. I'm surprised she, who doesn't do anything in the movie except like drive a car good or something,
And be
it
hot.
can't beat Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because normally these videos are shit like Dragon Ball Z versus like Superman, where it's like,
yeah.
it's normally it's like, okay, maybe there is actually like a power, but
Right.
it's
It's
not like
Godzilla versus people.
everyone in Lilo and Stitch can face Godzilla at once and they'll die.
It's so
And
fucking
it's funny 'cause-
stupid.
Welcome to King Ghidorah versus Inside Out.
Oh,
Who's gonna win?
It's funny because you could replace fucking Lilo and Stitch with any other thing, and it would just be like it would be just as funny. Like if it's Burning Godzilla versus Breaking Bad, you know?
I also thought Breaking Bad for some reason. I'm very much like, who would win
Jesse.
a mortal?
Godzilla.
That would be
I can't beat Godzilla.
Godzilla has lava.
contact the fucking
Go, Mr. White. I don't know if I could beat Godzilla, bitch.
Godzilla's hot now.
Skylar cannot find out.
It's Godzilla, but he has fire breath.
we need to make it so that like AI is illegal for everything except for that. Like
Oh,
for
yeah.
making like Walter White say funny things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only legal use of it. Yeah, if you use AI for anything else, you get your hands cut off.
Dude, so the little new mermaid, what? The new Little
The
Mermaid's
Little
coming
New
out.
That little dang old
that
mermaid.
little new mermaid. The little new oh my god.
The little mermaid
The
new.
new Little Mermaid is
The,
coming
little,
out.
the minuscule mer person.
Yeah.
The
little
2023 version
fucking
would be
water,
the
bitch.
mer, she, they.
It's little
The
lil
you can't call them
them.
little people anymore either. That's illegal now.
The little
Lil
mer
them.
The
Yeah.
woke mob took over everything.
So it's coming out soon. It's IRL version or whatever. Also, I found out recently. I don't know if I said this on the podcast last week. Maybe I did. They make them to retain the copyright. I found that out recently because it's like, why the fuck
You were
are they
telling me
making all
about
this?
that.
Okay, yeah.
It
so I
makes
found
so
out
much
that
sense.
I was telling my parents too, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that," because obviously no one really likes them. Some of them are okay, like the Jungle Book IRL, whatever the fuck you call them, action, real action.
Yeah.
that was like
action.
okay, but live action, thank you.
Yeah.
But no one really likes them and are very surprised at why they make them. And obviously, like the Moana one isn't running out of copyright, but like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and stuff, it's all been
Aladdin.
like 20 to 25 years since then. Aladdin.
I have this. It's funny. Funny aside, I have this.
Wait, what is that?
It's
Is
the
that
fucking
Widowmaker?
No, it's the Will Smith genie fucking Funko Pop. This was given
do
to me
you
as a
have that?
gift, and I happen to have it
By
right
who?
here. By like one of my old fucking buddies I met on YouTube. I went and I met up with him, and he gave me this.
As a joke? Like as
Yeah.
an ironic?
Yeah,
Oh,
just as
okay.
like an ironic meme, but I happen to
Okay.
have it right here, and we're talking about that.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I thought someone gave that to you in
Blue Will Smith.
earnest.
I know how much you love Will Smith.
Real quick, I don't.
And blue
You're probably
people.
right, James. But how does it work with like? Because doesn't copyright work where it's like 70 years from when it's
No.
first invented?
No,
Or is that
no, yeah.
different?
So that is true, but it's specifically like they're not doing it with Mickey Mouse or something because Mickey Mouse is a 75-year IP because they invented it. But
Yeah.
like Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Little Mermaid are all like folk tales or some kind of other story that someone else wrote and had the original copyright to.
Sure.
And when you buy copyright to something, it's different than like in intellectual
it or
property
whatever.
that you created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
So
right.
Before
I
it
think
becomes
these are it's
public
like 20 or
domain.
25 years. Yeah, is basically you have to re-up on stuff like that. That's why music is a little different. Like Michael Jackson bought the Beatles because the Beatles technically don't own their shit, so it was different. Like basically the studios were buying it from them or something.
Yeah.
So that like but so this copyright is expiring, and unless they're actively making things with it, and that doesn't count as like just selling Funko Pops.
Sure, yeah.
They-
Okay.
they lose the copyright, and it can be obviously purchased by someone else, or eventually it'll enter the public domain, which I don't think is. It was just like somebody else it would go up to auction, and they'd have to like rebuy it or some shit. So they're making all these movies. Well, yeah, Winnie the Pooh was, I believe, an original IP that has now expired. Like that, it surpassed its like massive 70-year fucking expiration.
It's like
or
70
something.
years after the creator dies, I think. It's something weird. So like,
I
guess 70 years after Walt Disney dies.
That's just confusing.
It used to only be like 10 or 15, but then Disney like literally lobbied the government to extend it, which is why it's now fucking forever.
No, yeah, I mean, we could have a whole conversation because I agree. I feel like shit would be so much cooler if it just lasted like 20 years and you can just get rich off it, and then like you could re-up it if it was still really epic, but it costs like hella money to do that. So it's like you only do it if it's lit, and then if not, it's public domain or something. But
we'd get such funny shit.
That was just an off. I just found that interesting because obviously everyone's like, why the fuck are they just deleting money on this bullshit?
More sense.
Yeah. Also with tax write off because they all lose money and then they gotta write off something. But
oh no, money.
Oh shit, it's bad.
Damn.
We actually had to spend $400,000 on this movie. I mean, million.
Although I
Apparently
actually
the
did like
Mermaid-
the Beauty and the Beast one. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of them are okay, like Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson or whatever. Like that one's pretty
Beauty and the
okay.
Bestiality.
That's kind of what it is.
Basically,
Literally, bro.
The Jungle Book one
Literally.
wasn't that bad. The Tarzan
like
one
the
was like
Jungle Book
terrible.
one,
I
yeah.
saw that one. It was pretty bad.
Bad.
The Lion King one's fucking ass. But like this one is apparently people have been saying for a while that it's going to be like especially bad. Like they don't like it seems like they don't give a freaking shit about this movie. And I saw this on Twitter. It's a behind the scenes shot of how they're shooting some of the dance scenes. And I mean we'll just so like this is a picture. This is a picture. It doesn't really. She's in a blue screen. But look at this fucking video of how they're doing the CGI. These are human beings.
Fucking muffled under the sea in the background.
And
it's just like dudes on the ground going.
It's literally that
and
scene
a toy,
in Bruno.
a plastic crab. That is a bath toy.
I know the crab is just frozen in place, like.
Oh god,
dude, this
It's
movie
so
like
funny.
genuinely like obviously it's one of those things where even if it was good, I would still have no desire to go see it because at the end of the day, it's a children's movie. Let's be real, it doesn't fucking matter. But this movie genuinely looks fucking just horse shit. Like it looks just so fucking
just
bad.
visually it looks bad.
Well,
Like,
that's
it's,
what I
like,
mean.
Really
Yeah.
desaturated and like the exposures.
But not
turned
only
way the
that-
fuck down for some reason.
The
It just looks
CGI
like-
looks worse than like
Dude,
turn to the millennia CGI shit.
Yeah, like it's straight fucking dog ass. Like the what's his name, Sebastian, the fucking crab. I always thought it was a lobster, by the way. So when I saw him,
I
that
also
was
thought he was a lobster.
yeah, that
I
was
don't even-
insanely jarring because he's always got that fucking pointy little head, and now he's got
does look
Mr.
more like a
Krabs
lobster.
eyes. Like
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
the fucking
You
like
can't-
the fucking Freddo fish, whatever his name is?
Oh,
Jeffrey,
fucking
he
Filet-O
looks fucking
fish from
disgusting
McDonald's.
He just
too.
looks
Yeah.
like he wants to fucking die.
I want to
He
stab him
does.
in this. I want to like
That
pull his
picture of
stupid
him
eyes
where
out.
he's just
Yeah.
like
It's like
it's
that's
in
gonna
the
get
water
kids
is so
excited.
funny.
Yeah. I want to kill all the animals in this.
Oh,
movie,
there's the
honestly.
finished product.
And I mean, obviously, I think everybody knows us, but like, yo, they was turtling.
The fucking
Turtle.
turtles are
That's
fucking the shit out of the
fucking
ground.
Shout out to the VFX artists who had
Oh,
to
shit.
fucking like
Well, I
do the
saw that.
hair on every one of those.
Yeah.
One of the funny things I
seriously.
one of the things I saw that was really funny was I didn't mean to cut you off, Andrew. This was
Oh, no,
the
you're
reason
good.
I
I
brought
did.
it up. The one of the I can't find it, but one of the replies in here is like, I'm a VFX artist. I don't know why they put blue on blue on blue with the X's. The X's won't do anything when it all keys out into one alpha layer because
That
it's
is
all
true.
blue.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That doesn't. None
doesn't
of
do
this helps.
anything.
You can't track the guy in the blue suits on a blue screen. It literally won't do anything. It's so fucking
Christ.
funny.
Yeah, I mean,
It's so funny that all these Disney movies are like, you know how like the PS3, Xbox 360 era was like, let's make everything realistic and dip it in coffee
And
or tea
brown
and it
and
looks
green.
brown
Yeah.
and
That's
desaturated
it.
and shitty.
Yeah.
But now video games are like, oh, actually you can have colors and
Yeah.
it can still be gritty and realistic, but like real life has colors and it's
Yeah.
also gritty and realistic.
Yeah.
So I feel like now
Have you ever
Disney
seen a
live action
fucking
movies are going
mutilated
through
body? A lot of colors in that.
That shit's crazy.
A lot of colors in that. Well, Disney just makes everything super dark and faded just to hide the fact that
To hide the
it looks
garbage.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only
What
reason
the
they do it.
fuck?
Yeah.
If you dimly light it, you can get away with kind of like shitty CGI
Oh,
backgrounds and all
I thought
that
you were
shit.
saying like the animation or something. I was like, Lion King looks cool. The real one.
Oh no! I'm talking about the live action shit they've been doing recently.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, that
If you're
one scene
squinting the whole
from
time.
fucking
Yeah.
Cruella
It's good.
or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That
Dude,
there's
I
a
forgot
shot from
about that.
Cruella that's just like insanely dark for no reason.
Yeah.
It's because they shoot everything on a green screen or a blue screen, and then they just like make it dark so that you
Yeah.
can't quite tell. It doesn't look
Turn
great.
it down.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Get
That's
those
a
lights off.
turtle or a
Yeah,
rock or a
It's dancing though. That's all I
water
can
rock.
tell.
Yeah.
A turtle
Yeah.
having sex with the
Water
ocean floor.
It's so weird to think like someone's, like there's a huge labor of love, or at least a labor.
It's a labor of
something
money.
to,
Just a
to
labor,
put this
yeah.
shit together.
It's just a
But it's just
labor.
crazy that you spent like 2 years to make something that looks like shit. Like
Yeah.
you know the director's not looking at the finished product being like, it's perfect. I
Yeah.
did it.
This is
that's
my
why I've been-
vision.
That's why I've been so hesitant of I could have like had a full-time position somewhere by now, but like I'm looking to go full-time with editing and shit, and like
Sure.
but I can't fully sell myself on just working every day on something where it's just like, oh yeah, this is just a labor.
Yeah.
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 I don't even like the people I'm working for, let alone
Yeah.
the thing I'm working on. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if I
like
can
the
sell
money.
myself on that. Yeah,
Trust
but
me.
well,
Yeah,
that's the thing is like
that's
the
not
money's
a-
got to be real good for me to commit to it,
But
Exactly.
even
which I'm
Yeah.
down
it's like,
for. But
if you
yeah.
can get paid to, like fucking a packet, but if you're miserable, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
it's so hard to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how much
You
the
don't
guys
like
who
it.
work at fucking Brazzers like editing cum shots and like perfectly hitting the fucking glisten on the
I was
back
thinking
of a
about that the other day,
bitch's.
like those Japanese
Japanese.
motherfuckers who have to like
I always think about
perfectly-
that.
Oh,
I think
Maybe
they, at this
pixelation.
point it has to be like they've probably got like
Tracking.
AI or some shit that for
track
I reckon
the
for
pussy
like
and
14
bushes.
years.
yeah.
A lot of Japanese porn still has hella bush, so maybe that's why. Because it's a very contrasted area they can
Yeah.
track the blur to.
dude, who was
I'm
it?
sure there's a
Dude,
someone's
all Japanese porn stars got like an X bush
yeah,
just in the shape of an X so that the VFX artist can
VFX,
track
yeah.
it.
they tape little like dots like a fucking VFX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Isn't
no,
it
they
so
have a
weird
little
that,
blue
like,
guy fucking on the pussy.
A little green man runs around.
Yeah.
Little green
A
man.
little blue guy, he's doing that. He's
Carrying
humping
around
the
a
floor.
blur and then they key out his arm.
It's crazy that like that's like a law in Japan. It's not like a
Oh, really?
we should do this. No, it's like it's illegal to like produce
To
porn
show
that doesn't
pussy.
have that.
Oh,
So it's
yeah,
crazy but it's crazy that they've got that and then simultaneously they're known for the most like grotesque, excessive, over the top. And you wonder like, is that
It's like
because
all
of
red.
that? But do you reckon it's like the reason why some of their stuff is so extreme is because you can't even enjoy the simple pleasures of a penis going into a vagina? So instead you have to have them like getting shat on or something instead because it's like
Yeah.
this is I'm allowed to see that, but I can't just see the old fashioned. You know?
It
Yeah.
might be, yeah.
Dude, I think I talked about this on BeefBoys, but I saw this fucking porn video. It was a jav of like 12 to 14 women in a pool. Like they were all
Oh, I
like in
thought
a
I
big
was going
circle.
somewhere different.
No, God, I know. I was like, I should
like, oh my
probably wrap
God.
this sentence up really quick.
Don't hang on that pause
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah. But it was like, because in my mind, I'm like, Japanese porn, pretty tame. They fucking censor the cocks and the pussies and the balls and the assholes. But then you get into like the other
It's
shit.
safe for me to watch.
Yeah, but like they are some of the most creative motherfuckers when it comes to sex. Anyway, all these women were holding up this one chick in the pool, right? Like they were holding her up like a fucking fountain, and she
Under
was
the
just,
pussy.
and she was just pissing.
Everything's
but
better down where it's wetter.
she was just
Under the
projectile
pussy.
pissing in the air, and it was like
Ew.
just a fine mist on everyone. And it's like, who gets off on this? Who watches
Ew.
this Jackson?
That's so epic.
Pissing in the
But-
air,
Dude,
But if people could just see the pussies, they wouldn't need to.
Exactly.
dude, I was watching.
Change your
one
laws,
like
Japan.
a couple months ago because I saw it on Reddit and it was like, oh, this girl's really hot, and it was like it looked like oil wrestling, which is like such a like Hooters chicken
Yeah.
wing fucking 45
Wet
year old cargo
t-shirt
short
guy.
thing.
Blonde girl
Oh.
up on the poster up in the mechanic's
Oil.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wearing fucking
oil.
Daisy Duke jorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like to
exactly.
say her in a wet t-shirt contest.
I don't actually want to see the
Oh.
boobs, but
I would fucking throw
if
up.
they saw
but-
them through, yeah, I would have a heart attack and die if they're not covered by a thin shirt.
Like a Japanese wet t-shirt contest is just like not even. You can't. They as soon as the water hits, boom, blur.
Yeah. No, it's like
Just being
a,
like,
Cancel.
man,
it's like
I
a
wanted
guest-
to
just
see the
imagine
nipples.
how epic it is.
There might be a areola.
Ariana.
Fucking, but
Areola dome.
I went to go find it or whatever. It would like, well, it was just fucking on the Reddit. There's like 17 dudes that are like 17, 11, 41, E9. And then you somehow you copy and paste that into Google and the fucking whole 2-hour fucking porn comes up. It's like, how is that? How?
First of all, how did you know what that was? So you can
Yeah. Well, I don't really understand it, but
yeah.
there was a particularly hot Japan in it, and I was like, damn. So I went to go watch it, and it was, and like I've seen, I guess like in passing on Pornhub, like wrestling porn before or whatever, and
a sultry Japan,
oh baby,
a Japan like I've never
a
seen
Japan
before.
like you. I didn't think that was gonna be funny.
Just fucking.
I literally have tears like rolling
Japan.
down my face.
I don't even know what's funny. It's just funny that Doplex is funny.
It's the way he said Japan.
A Japan, the baddest Japan of them all.
Sometimes
God
you see
damn.
wrestling porn and it's just like a guy pins down a girl and tickers her armpits and then comes on her face and it's like, oh, okay. But this one I looked it up and it was 2 hours of like hot oiled naked Japans beating the shit out of each other for real. Like they were punching each
what?
other and you could hear like the meat sound of like a fist meeting like a
Jesus.
jaw.
Wait,
and
do you
like
still
they
have a
would
link to
slam
this?
each other on the ground. Maybe.
Can we watch that for the
I might be able
Patreon?
to find it. If I could find it easily, I'll try.
That'd be
It was. It seemed like it was like a series, and those were like the 8 Japans fucking competing that week. But
Sure.
but it was like they were like spitting in each other's faces, and not in like a sexy like, oh, you want my spit in your mouth? I'll spit my spit back in your spit,
beating
and
the
we
shit
could
out of
just
each
spit.
other.
Brawling.
But it was like, yeah, they were like spitting in each other's faces and and they had a hold of each other's hair from like the first like frame. And that's like painful as fuck. And they were like, you could hear like the meat of the punches and shit. And it was just like, it's just like, I don't want to watch that, bro. What the fuck? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Dick
go back
immediately
to
gets
work.
soft.
My midday siesta beat off is over. I don't even want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
this is like blood and
Just fucking
fucking.
killed it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
God,
It
that's
was like,
funny.
why would you watch this if you want to jerk your fucking wiener?
Yeah. Hey, maybe some guys are into that, you know.
It's so fucking weird.
I feel like if you're watching Japan porn, fucking, you're probably into some pretty spicy shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, dude, Japans are hot as fuck, but then it's like everything they do is really weird. Like they make them film the weirdest fucking porn.
Yeah, it'd be like some like 90-year-old dude telling some fucking some like 18-year-old woman be like, put this octopus in your vagina.
Yeah, it's not even like you'll see like normal or like American porn that's like, oh, they set it up just like, I have a hot secretary. She has a boyfriend, but on this business trip, I'm fucking her face.
Yeah.
And then they pop the logo up, and then it hard cuts to a girl fucking with fucking mascara running down her face, getting cummed out her nose or whatever. But in Japanese porn, it's like 45 minutes of setup of like, you don't even know what it is at first. It's just like this loving couple, and she's cooking dumplings for him, and they're talking to each other about their fucking day, and like sitting crisscross at the dinner table eating fucking
dinner table.
They're like eating, and they're going on a trip to the park, and like they're going to meet her. He's going to meet her parents. Yeah. And then after all of that, like setting up like an entire love story, it's like she goes on a business trip, and even though she doesn't want to, she gets raped 7 times in 3 days. And here's that story. And it's like, you made it so much fucking worse by showing the true love she has waiting for her. Back
she has a tragic backstory.
Yeah, like it's like, gee, why is it this important? Just blur the wiener.
Just blur the wiener, dog.
The inciting incident of Japan porn is always interesting. It's always something very unique where you're like, what?
Stop it.
Have you ever looked up uncensored Japanese porn? I gotta be honest,
I don't know if I have.
It's not very good. It's not.
Why?
I mean, you look at that, like the guys have like literally the
incredible. Nobody can catch you. You're the real Rage Racer.
See you, Space BeefBoys.